Hello and welcome back to the No Excuses podcast. My name is Anne and I live in the middle of Worcestershire in England with my husband Tom. Today is Thursday the 6th of February and we have a nice bright sunny afternoon here. I'm just going to move you slightly. There we go. That's probably a bit too much of the way. I'll try and keep my head down so I don't get the ring light because it's right above the camera at the moment. If I go like that, look. You'll get that or the window. Anyway, this is episode 92. And today I've got quite a bit to talk about. My hair's a bit flat today. I normally podcast just after, on the day that I wash my hair, because it goes flat quite easily. But I don't suppose it's the sort of thing anybody else would notice, except me. I'm just saying, it's a bit flat. Oh, I missed my hair appointment the other day. We went out to look at some vehicles, which I'll talk about in a bit. And my phone was on a full volume and message alert, so I could pick something up while I was out. I didn't hear anything from my phone. And I got a voicemail when I got back, and I got WhatsApp messages from my friend Amanda, who I meet at the hairdressers. I used to work with her, saying, "Are you okay? I'm at the hairdressers." Now, weirdly, I'd counted the weeks, and I meant to count the weeks, because I thought, well, I've got nothing in the diary about the hairdressers. Being dozy as I am these days, I didn't think anything else of it. But when I looked, it was exactly 8 weeks, because I'd got it into my head that I'd been in December, and it wasn't just yet. But anyway, what had happened last time is it was getting dark early, so I'd gone to the hairdressers. I'd had my hair cut first, and then I'd left before Amanda made the appointment for us the next time. I meet Amanda because if it's raining, I drive down and she gets the manual wheelchair out the back for me and pushes me in and out of the hairdressers and gets me back in the car. If it's dry or it's sunny or it's in the summer, I normally have a tootle around town at the same time, and I go in the power chair and she doesn't need to meet me. So I felt really bad about the hairdressers. I mean, I don't pay a lot. I pay £16 to have my hair dry cut, and she does a good cut on it, but I'm going to have to do something about my fringe. But don't look at my fringe, because I think I've got the heavy eyebrow look again. Well, not heavy so much, just looks like I've painted it in very dark brown paint. Creosote, maybe. Oh, dear me. Anyway, let's get on with the chat, shall we? First of all, I'm going to have a slurp, because I have here a cup of proper coffee, done it with the percolator, which is months out of date. I don't care about that. I only remember to have a proper coffee about once a month, but I'm going to try and have one more often, because I do enjoy them, as long as they're not too strong. So that's the slurping over and done with for now. Let's talk about the admin briefly. And I've got to slow down. First of all, I need to say, how are you? How are you? You always tell me how you're getting on and what you're knitting. And I have to go and have a look at the patterns. And then I get pattern envy and sometimes I buy them. But I love that interaction. So keep it going, please. How have you been? Funny time of year, isn't it, really, for lots of reasons. And we're just, the nights are noticeably lighter here. It is 3:45. And, 6 weeks ago, Christmas or whatever, it would have been reasonably dark here. Bertie used to go out for his tea at 4:30 in the winter. And then it would be 5:30 in the summer. And you couldn't see the bottom of the garden by 4:30, at the solstice. But it's getting, and of course, because it's sunshiny today, no clouds, not many clouds. It looks even brighter still. So, and I had a look. My snowdrops are coming out. We'll talk about snowdrops in a minute. They've got little heads on them. They're not quite fully formed, but my daffs and my tulips and my crocuses are all budding to get to the light and fighting, because I think we've overfilled a couple of our containers, as you do. Okay, all the things I talk about should be below. and if they're not, you know where to get a hold of me. My contact details are also below. I use Instagram. I'm rarely on Facebook, although there is a Sparnits page, but I don't ever look at it. But if people started using it, I would look at it, obviously, if that's easier for you. There's an email there, and yeah, that's about it. We have 3 make-alongs. We've got the jump-along, which will end at the end of next month, end of March. And I've had a quick look in Ravelry, but I hadn't gone and marked everything as read. And I also have noticed some entries coming through on Instagram. And along with the second make-along, which is the double-along, where you're holding 2 strands together, or you're using more than one colour in a project. So both fairly simple things to join in with. And then we've got the Get Your Kit Off the Shelf make along, and that is I've done a thread in Ravelry if you want to enter it, and I need to get my kit out and show you what I intend doing hopefully next time. So yes, let's talk about the giveaway first. I'm not going to draw it today. I have got some beautiful yarn which has been donated to the podcast, which I'll show you in a bit under incoming, to put with a wonky bag. It was just going to be a wonky bag and a couple of extras, but somebody's kindly donated a few skeins to the podcast, and I am going to leave the draw until after. Well, I'll probably do it later on Monday, the 10th of February. This podcast should go up on Friday. I might not get it up today on Thursday night. So if you see it on Friday, then you've got the weekend to enter, and possibly Monday morning. If you're in the, it is for the UK only because of inhibitive. That's a good word, and I said it, but I can't say it again. Inhibitive postal charges these days. So, but the mouths, the make-alongs, are open internationally, and I am happy to post internationally as well, albeit by snail mail. It's worked for me so far. Only once has it let me down. Out of about 20 times that I've done it. So, okay, let's get on to what we've been doing. Now, I've got everything ready here, but I haven't actually pulled out the other thing that I've finished, because last time I was wearing my poncho and I showed you my mitts and I showed you the neck warmer, which I won't show you again because that needs blocking, but we might have to go back to it in a minute when I start. I have literally teetering towers of bags. I couldn't think of any beginning with T then. Teetering towers of stuff either side of me that could go at any minute, and I've got my foliage hat to show you. I can't put it on me, so I'll include a photograph. It needs blocking, but I love it, and the fabric is beautiful as well, but I think it's buried a few things down, and I don't touch them because they'll go. So I finished the foliage hat, and the poncho and the mitts. The lento is another cast on for the 12 cast-ons. That's what I'm talking about. In a bag. I've cast on for the test knit that I'm doing, which is the pearly cardigan, with the lady that does the Lee Amber Knits podcast. I've yet to go and watch. It's one of those on my list to do today or tomorrow. And what else is it? And the My Summer Song, a shawl by Lisa Hans that I am going to knit up for Attic Spin Dye as one of their booth samples, their store samples. So I've only been working on those. But first of all, I am wearing my Blossom jumper. This is a pattern by Along Avec Anna, and it's gorgeous. It's knitted in Almas's Poldale, which is Poldale, Corriedale and Polworth, and it's in the colour lime. I don't know if she stocks it all the time, but I got this a couple of years ago from Wonderwall, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I sent a couple of leftover skeins because Alma shoved. I bought 6 off her for a jumper because I didn't want to run out. And I know she does small batch dies, and she just shoved an extra skein in my bag, which was very generous of her. And I sent a couple of the skeins, because I didn't use everything, over to Barbara in Australia. Hi, Barbara. I've just been watching you, Barbara, actually. This morning I've watched Penny from Penelope's Chinwag and Barbara from Bondi Crafter. Fibre Crafter. I get names wrong all the time. It used to be a strength of mine. Getting worn out, aren't we? But apart from that, I have been working on... Can you guess what it is? No, it is a love note. Now, I might have shown you this last time. This is the love note sweater by Titicaca Knits, and that is the top, sort of. That's the armhole there, look. I've split for the arms. Now, what am I doing? That's in tuning. That's the patterning on it. It needs blocking desperately. That, like I showed you last time, is how wide the neck is, and it is literally about 18 inches or 36 to 38 inches around. That's going to take some decreasing. I can't remember it being like that the last time I knitted it up. But I think it's making a difference because I'm not using mohair. It's making it look even more blazy it is. But the Supersoft will bloom a little bit. Just split for the arms. And it's just, you know, knit now. And then I'll go back to the sleeves and do the neck and etc. I am using 2 Holst yarns held together. So it qualifies for the double long. This is Holst in Titicaca, which is their alpaca lace weight, and that is the crown colourway. And this is Holst Supersoft, which is the Goldcrest colourway, and that's the one that's still got a bit of spinning oil in it that blooms when you wash it. And I'm looking forward to seeing the difference in that when it's done. I'm going to put this away now because I wanted to get past the split. I've got about an inch past the split. I'm going to put it in a bag, in the bag with the other wool that I've got, and I will go back to it when I've finished the test knit or for Leah, which should hopefully take me 2 to 3 weeks. I'm quite enjoying it. It's past the interesting bit, but I'm just going round and round. I've only just started, bearing in mind I'm doing a 3XL, I've only just started on my second ball of Titicaca, and I've decided that I'm not going to keep a lot of spare wool. I will put it into a D-stash, so I might have some D-stash in that colourway, those colourways coming up for grabs later on in the year. And the other thing I could just about reach without it going on the floor, let me just swap those two around. The other thing I've been working on is I cast on, you've probably seen on Instagram, I cast on another City Limits jumper by Tanis Lavelli, is it? Tanis Fibre Arts. The City Limits is the jumper that I wear day in, day out at home. My jumper got washed, the one that goes from oranges down to browns and greys at the bottom. That got washed earlier in the week with my socks and my leg warmers. It was dried more or less on the line. Yesterday it was. But I've taken great delight in knitting this one. I'm going to show you. Yes, that's the neckline. It looks wider than it is, but again I can bring it in. This is my 5th or 6th iteration of this jumper. I've got one I threw away, 2 more that I still wear. I did the garter one and that was too big and bulky, so I undid it again. So yeah, this is number 5. Now I'm using an advent calendar, and I'm using 2 yarns from the advent calendar held together, so it gives you a little bit of sort of variation. They're not all solid colours like they are in the ball. I cast it cast it on and did a cast on and did the short rows at the back in the base colour, I'm going to call it. And that is Books Need to Be Smelly by Needle and Thread. This is all needle and thread, and it is BFL, of course. Sock yarn, so it's got nylon in it. That is the yarn in the ball. I've got 2 of those that I'm putting in here. I'm holding everything double, so there's my 2 balls of that. And at the moment, I'm knitting on very similar colours to the Love Note, funnily enough. So I'm having a bit of a mustard fest. Those are my 2 colours that I'm mixing today. Now, you know me, I do not like just knitting, plain knitting. I need to have a slurp. So what I've done, and I made this as I made it up as I went along. First of all, I split my balls into, there were 20 gram balls, 24 of them, and I split them into roughly 11 and 9. I don't know why now, but I thought I'd leave the 11 and I'd use it for something else. But I need it all. I think I'm going to need it all. Then I started at the top. I did the base, like I say, the neckline and the short rows in the base colour. And then what I started to do is I did 2 rows of a colour, 1 row of the base colour, and then 3 rows of the next 2 coloured advent yarns held together. And I did that 8 times, right? And then I started doing 2 rows of the base colour, 3 rows and 4 rows of the advent colours. And now I've done that 8 times. I've done the base colour 8 times. And now I've just started doing 3 of the base colour. And I'll be doing 4 and 5 rows of the advent colour. So it does vary. I mean, that looks far purplier, more lilac-y than it does in real life. Now, so no 2 colour sets are the same so far, but I'll probably have to go back to it because I want to try and keep the colours similar to one another. So there's only so many combinations I can do. I don't know if you can see on the green, it looks fairly almost textured because there's a light and a dark green, whereas some of them are far more similar to one another. Now, I've been watching Time Team, which I love. And what I'm going to call this then? What do you think? This is going to become my Mick Aston, because I love Mick Aston. He was such a good archaeologist, and he was such a good man on the streets archaeologist, and I just love watching him. He is sorely missed. So my homage to Mick, I didn't think of that in the beginning. I was talking to my mum about Time Team on, when she came over, was it Monday? I can't remember. Got me brain. And we were talking about different things to watch on YouTube and on the television, and we were talking about Mick Aston. And then the other day I thought, this just looks like one of his jumpers. I saw that little toy that somebody's made of him, and that sits in the tent now when they go on site. And I thought, well, that's it. It's going to be my Mick Aston jumper. So why not make jumpers named after people that you've enjoyed watching on the telly, or as YouTube as is now. The only bad thing about this is, right, is I've got thousands, absolutely thousands of ends to. I'm trying to find my ends. Where are they? Look at my ends. I've got loads and loads and loads and loads of ends. And I'm going to try and knot them together or braid them together, plait them if I can. I've left a fairly decent, about 4 inches of tail, so I'm hoping that I can get some sort of system going where I can bring one into another. I think I'll knot them at first at the base so they don't run, but they're on a seam which has got 2 pearl bumps next to it, and that has made it look potentially a bit tatty, but I'm going with it. My jumper, I'll stand by it whatever it looks like when I've finished it. So those are the 2 things that I've been working on quite regularly. Now, I bought some stuff from Temu, and I saw these. I can't make them sit properly on him, but I bought Bobby some glasses. They're a bit wonky, aren't they? There you go. So Bobby's, I need to make another one. I need to make a girly. And, yeah, I've still got the instructions, obviously. This is a Mary Jane Tea Room Bear. Really interesting knit. Not too difficult if you are not a beginner knitter. But, yeah, and the clothes are done to fit them. This is Jameson & Smith's, I think. Shetland. Got Shetland clothes. So, yes. So every toy I make, not I make many, I have to have spectacles now because I've got about 20 pairs of the things. Right, we're going to do incoming now because we haven't even got to incoming. And I have got something. Just for the record, I have not bought any more yarn. And when I'm showing you all this, right, please bear that in mind. Right, I've got a nice pile here to show you. A lovely lady, a friend of the podcast called Susan, contacted me on Instagram and said to me, Anne, would you like some skeins of yarn that I'm planning to destash, that I'd like to give away to you to use on the podcast, or for you to keep, entirely up to you. And I said, that's very kind of you, thank you very much, as you do, because it would be impolite to say otherwise. I mean, I did say to her, you don't have to, obviously she doesn't have to, she wouldn't offer otherwise, but I always feel like I'm always so grateful when people, support, and it's nice, but it's, it's such a nice community that things go round and round and round, and it really is give and take, I think, with the knitting community. Even if it's not in sort of material goods sometimes, there's still a lot of support around the community. So, but when somebody donates this lovely lot, which I'll show you, and you think, good grief, it's stunning. So, this is all from Susan, and the first thing I'm going to show you is, when I saw it, I thought, Snowdrop. It's showing up quite minty on here. It is less minty, shall we say. This is gorgeous. It's very, very soft. It's not, I would say it's not a high twist. It's called a Thetford Second, and it's Boo 4-ply by Blue Fern Yarns. 80% superwash merino, 20% bamboo, 400 metres. So the person who wins the make-along, not the make-along, the giveaway draw for January, will get this skein as well. Because I just saw it and I thought, Snowdrop. Because the paler bit is very reminiscent of the bits of green that you get on some of the, quite a few of the snowdrops. So yeah, isn't that gorgeous? Here we go. And then I'm not going to hold these up because I can't, there's too many for me to hold up. But there's also some Croft Aran done in the, I can't know if I can say this, F-Earth. And that is coming out a bit blue. It's more purpley than that. But isn't that nice? That would make a super hat, And then the one I was going to keep, and I'll show you why in a minute, was this one, which is the February 23 colour of the month from Blue Fern Yarns. And that looks a bit grey on the screen. It's not. Well, it's pink. It's beautiful, a bit like a raspberry ripple, I would say. And that's 75% merino, 25% nylon, your standard sock. So that's lovely, isn't it? And I was thinking, I've got these two skeins here, as you do, and I keep all my robins in my tray right next to me. Hello, darling. Oh, I sound like a Londoner. Hello, are you looking at me? Right, I've got this. Don't worry, I'm not totally balmy. This is by Biff Sugar, and it's cashmere. It's an MCN, and it's called A New Hope. And I bought loads and loads of stuff from Alison over a couple of years, mainly single skeins, and I joined her colour of the month as well, a mystery skein. And this is gorgeous. In some ways, they're not my colours because they're bright, but I absolutely love the combination. It reminds me a bit of the cryptic colourway that Rusty Ferret did, that's in one of my shawls. And then this one is, I can't remember where this one's from. Somebody might have given me this, Sal might have given me this. But that's grey. That's a high twist base. I think it's still merino, but the colours, the pinks are common amongst them. And then I thought about putting that in as well. You see what I mean? They share the pink, but they don't share much else. So I'm not sure. I'm going to put them back in the same bag as one another. But I'm not. The jury's out because I can't decide on what to make because they're all quite variegated. I mean, even that one has got a fair bit of variegation on it. The robin's still there. And then we buy the yellow peckish extra goodness fat balls, and the birds absolutely love them. And then there's the blue fern one from Susan. So I'm going to keep them together for now, but I'm not sure whether, because the shawls that I want to make for me, like the folioso, I need a plain one for the border really. Although that third one, I've got two robins now, all going down at the ranch. Yeah, so I put it to one side while I make a decision, which isn't usually one of my strengths. Anyway, getting back to the coal face, we've now got 4 skeins from Discreet Unicorn. This one has got glitter in it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Good lollipop, silver sparkle. This one is Frog Prince, high twist. That's got a sparkle. This one has also got a sparkle, and this one's called Sherbet Sunrise, June 23. So that might be a colour of the month again. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. And then finally, and this is not a sparkle. It's not named either, but that's very nice. That's similar in a way to the grey one I've got over there, isn't it, with the colours? But I don't think that one's a Discreet Unicorn. So what I'm going to say is, and I will show these again, that whoever wins the February one may get one of these. And I am going to keep one of them. I'm going to keep a maximum of 2, because if I keep 2, it won't be the pink. Well, it might be, because I want to make a little small blanket thing that I can hook onto my wheelchair that covers my tummy area where I would have trousers on and things, where I've got leg warmers on and socks and boots, etc, etc, when I'm in the house. And I've got all those little crochet squares I did last year, about 300 of them, and I thought I will join them together. Oh, I need some wool to join them together because I haven't got a plain colour. But I'm thinking, actually, that one would be ideal for that. That might be a bit yellow compared to the colours I've already got in the blanket, but I'm thinking that might be ideal. So Susan, if you don't mind, I might be keeping this one. But otherwise people can choose. I'll let you choose, or I'll choose for you from the February draw. And then after that, these will all get drawn or given away or Mal prizes at some point probably over the next year. So a big thank you to Susan, and I'll put this lot away and I'll come back and show you something else one has acquired. Now, have you ever had that feeling that you've seen something before and you order it? You order someone, it comes and you think, haven't I got some of that? Or I've got something very, very similar. Back in November, I ordered some wool from Libby. She did I can't remember what the theme was, and I should know, but you know, my brain being as it is. And I ordered 5 skeins of BFL DK, no nylon in it, which is superwash. And I ordered the Amok colourway. If I'd ordered, she had a fat tax thing going on. If I'd ordered one more skein, it would have been free. But I don't listen, and I don't learn. I don't want to be greedy. Anyway, this is the colour. Oh no! Oh yes! Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Now, obviously, the lighter areas are showing up a little bit lighter because the ring light's just there. But look at the colours in that. Isn't it pig's bum? Oh, it is. And isn't that similar to the Old Maiden Art and Maca wool that I've got? I mean, that's gorgeous. So I've got 5 of those, and they're going to be a jumper. A nice, I mean, something like this would be great in that, because this has got a little bit of lace in it. And so I'm going to look for something similar. I've got a couple in the contrast book that I want to do. One of them is called the Quencia. Put a picture up. It's got a panel down the front again. A bit of more of a squarish neckline. And I think I can do that in that. So this was paid for in November. Okay? No folding your arms and touching at me now. Like my mother will. I'm just going to say, like your mother. My mother will. Won't your mother? Hello, Mummy. I'll have to get her on the podcast soon. Anyway, so that was coming, and I've got one more lot that I paid for at the Christmas Wool Show. That might get delivered tomorrow, I think, because I've had notification that it's on its way, and I've been told that Royal Mail are delivering to me tomorrow morning. Well, I thought I'd show you this. This is a box of biscuits that my sister gave me, and Normandy biscuits de l'Abbey, the Abbey biscuits from Jersey, and they were very nice actually. They came in little packets of 5, crunchy and things, and I've got a mixture of stuff in there. At the moment I've got receipts for food shopping, because last year I kept a list of it, and I haven't done a journal yet this year, and I'm not sure I'm going to. It's got some handles in there to make a basket or a tote bag out of, and some other fabric bits and pieces. They can't stay like that because I'll forget what's in there, but I just shoved them, wanted to shove them somewhere just to get them out of my eye line for a few days. But also, my lovely friend Sal sent me this. Isn't that lovely? I've got to think about tins. I do love a good tin. And this is beautiful. I love the sides. I'm sure I didn't show you this before. This is Kath Kitson, and it's a little gift box. And Sal sent it me because I was feeling a bit, I think the weather was getting to me. So you open it up, it's got a lovely little star, and in here there's some little beautiful travel size things. So it's Kath Kitson. This is body spray, and it says it's called Roots and Raindrops Musk Rain Body Spray. Now, I can't actually wear much musk, but this is light enough for me to be able to wear. It's quite nice actually. Somebody's tapping. I don't know, some man next door. Maybe it's the robin wanting more food. So it's got that in it, and then little body wash, which is super if you're going away. and that says it's roots and raindrops, so it's obviously a range that they do. Fig tree body wash, and then finally is lip balm spearmint. So that is lovely, and thank you very much, Sal, for sending me that. I'm showing you mainly because I love the tin. I do have a thing about tins. I've not decided yet what's going to permanently go in there, but something will, definitely. Right, I have also got the I sellotaped this up yesterday, and now I'm undoing it already because I don't plan ahead. These are the monthly Liberty from Ellie of Craft House Magic. When I can get into it, I've only put a bit of sellotape on it. No, sausages on toast. Right, and there's a little tag that I've put in the other tin to save it going everywhere, but it comes nicely packaged in tissue paper, which I've got rid of because I'm only keeping the post-up box for me to use to send other people things. So and he always gives you a couple of little 3 little cut-offs, and then if you remember, I had the blues and the mustards last month, and this month are I feel lovely. That's a popular one, isn't it? And I think the project she's making this month out of them is like a clear plastic wallet. Yeah, it's got a clear front on it, plastic wallet, but I don't think I'll be doing that. But of course, the videos are going to be there anyway forever, so if I want to go back to that and make the same thing. But I think they were lovely, because I'm going to blame Sue, which I did on Instagram. Sue, Crafty Knitter 7 and reads, have I got that right, your name? I'll put it at the bottom here. Told you I'm terrible with names. Sue and Liz do the Distance Stitches podcast. They're in Canada, and they put up a podcast the other day, which I watched, I think it was Sunday or something like that, and Sue showed this book, Embroidered Crochet. She'd bought this, and it by, I'm going to have a go at pronouncing her name, Anna Nikki Pirovich, Anna Nikki Pirovich, and it says enchanting projects to crochet and embroider, and it's got reusable transfers in the back that you can cut out and keep or copy, and there's a little pouch at the back of the book for you to save them in as well. Yeah, some little simple transfers, and it shows you how to crochet, and it also shows you, I quite like that actually. You know, I started knitting. I tried to, if you follow me on Instagram, you see me do that cord. I was trying to work with the cord, which I haven't talked about today. But that is super chunky, which is the same size as the cord, I think, roughly, that I was trying to knit and then crochet with the other day. I was going to make Tom a jumper, but it's too harsh when it's in. Feels all right when you feel the tube, but by the time it's been knitted up and twisted round and everything, it hasn't got the same sort of soft feeling. I quite like the look of that bag, and I've got some handles, or I can make some handles, and that's in super chunky. But let me see if I can find you I mean, these are fairly sort of classic now, really. Little, I'll just show you a picture there. That's not she's just talking about them, just to try there. So I'll find something without the instructions on. There's birds there, which would be great to do, because I've got a blue tit, and hopefully there's a sparrow there, bullfinch. Oh, the robin. So we could do the robin. Robin and then an acorn. And some holly. So there's plenty in this book to be pottering along with. So you do the crochet and then you can embroider on top of that. I particularly like that one, which is mushroom bunting. But wouldn't they look nice as a little brooch as well? I've just pulled, the book has pulled my jumper. How dare you, you naughty book. Sort that out in a minute. But not content with buying just one. I bought that from Amazon. Not content with buying one book, I bought a book that I wanted a long time ago when it came out, and that is Hand Stitch Landscapes and Flowers by Katarina Witten, or Witten. I presume it's Witten, might be. And this is beautiful as well. There were two books that looked a bit similar to one another. Have you ever seen the Rowan kits? That they've been around for years. I'm trying to see if I can. Basically, this is all about using different materials to embroidery and organza, stitching, wool. You know, I mean, just beautiful little pieces of art. And I want to do all the things, as you well know. But March, I'm going to start quilting. And that's it. I'm clearing the decks. I'm going to get this test knit done, which I'm looking forward to doing. It's not a problem. And then come the beginning of March, I'm cutting out and I'm quilting. End of. I've said it now. I'm committing to it. Behave, Anne. So those are my incomings. I think that's plenty, don't you? I'm supposed to be emptying the house, not filling it. Last time, I'm nearly there, don't worry. I've done 48 minutes. Some of that will get cut out where I'll go backwards and forwards. So last time, I didn't tell you about me and Liz in the toilet. But I'll let you know this time what happened. On the 18th of January, we went to Merry Hill and met Elaine. I think I told you that last time. And we went into Wetherspoons and we sat there a couple of hours. Elaine's husband had dropped her off and then her daughter picked her up. So we had like the in-between time to have a chat and look round. When we came out of Wetherspoons, I said, oh, I want to go to the loo. So we went in the same toilets as we went in last time, me and Liz. And we shut the door and some of you may know, but a radar key door is... when you go in, you have to put the handle upright because if it flops down again, other people can get in. And this wouldn't stay upright, you see. She got it to go there in the end. She immediately turned around and set off the hand dryer on using her bum twice. So we were giggling about that. I'm going to use a swear word in a minute, so you've got little ones with you. There's one swear word. And I'll soften it as well. I'm just about to get up off the loo. Right, she stood in front of me, ready to grab bits and pieces to help me get dressed again. And I'm talking to her and telling her something about what me and Tom had discussed something. And I hear the door go, right? And somebody's trying to put the key in the lock. And I say to her, the door, get the door. And she's just standing there like a grinning idiot looking at me going, I said, Liz, get the effing door. And she goes, oh, like she's just woken up, right? Swings round. Now, I could see that great big towel rail type handrail that goes the whole width of the door. Oh, she don't grab that, does she? No. She goes up to the lock and puts the lock back up. I would have just held on the grim whatever onto that bar to stop people from opening the door. Anyway, she goes, there's somebody in here. And they're still trying the lock. Well, I'm sat there. I mean, this is a thoroughfare, right? The toilet's open onto the toilet area, but there's people going backwards and forwards all the time. I'm not going to be on parade on the loo. Anyway, she caught on, and I shouted in the end. I went, "There's somebody in there!" And then I could hear these voices going, "Oh, I think there's somebody in there." Anyway, it took us ages to get up. Washed our hands, went to go outside, and there was this family stood there, a wheelchair, not everything, they're entitled to use it. Everybody's entitled to use it, but you have to get a key to get into it, or you can buy the keys. Anybody can buy the keys, unfortunately. Anyway, I said, "Sorry I've been so long." "It's all right." They're trying to break in. Now, normally, if you try and get in while the hook's up, while the handle's up, you can't even turn it. Can't even turn the key. They're not brilliantly reliable, to be honest, the radar keys. But I tell you what, my heart was thumping. And it was thumping for a good 15 to 20 minutes afterwards. The thought of being exposed at Merry Hill was just more than I could cope with. Never mind. So what else have we been up to? Last Wednesday we went to Knoll, which is a rather posh part of just outside Solihull. And we went to look at a couple of vehicles a man had there, both wheelchair accessible, but he had the combination he had. They both look identical from the outside, different manufacturers, but they looked identical on the inside as well. So you go up a ramp, go in, up the ramp, there's a chair there, little dicky seat for people to sit on, passenger seat, driver's seat in front of you. So I'd stay in my wheelchair, there's tie down points on there that you fasten, tighten up, and then there's a seat belt for me as well. Everything's just there to drive away and go. But there was a Ford that was a manual gearbox, and there was a Peugeot that was a semi-automatic. And Tom wanted the Ford, but he wanted an automatic. So we're on the lookout now for that model with an automatic, but they're not that common. So we'll see what happens, because I'm okay once I'm in the car and I'm driving. It isn't the driving that's the problem, really. It's all the toing and froing and everything. That man had these things. They weren't new. They weren't even nearly new, these cars, but they'd got very low mileage on them. So we were tempted, but not tempted enough. So I say, you've got to keep an eye out for us, and we will do too. Yesterday I had my mammogram, my breast screening. That was okay. I'd phoned them up and said to them, "Look, I don't know whether I should bother coming," but they managed very well, very professional, and they never hurt me. People come back with horror stories from mammograms, but they were fine, very, very nice people. My appointment was at 2, and bearing in mind they have to help me dress, undress, etc. I was back in the car by 2:15, but probably got there just under 10 minutes early, so they took me straight in, and then hopefully I'll just get the all clear from that. And then tomorrow I'm going to the doctor's with Tom, and we're both going to have our annual reviews, which means getting blood out of me, and it is like getting blood out of a stone. So I have to get my little feet out and see, but it's getting increasingly difficult to get blood out of my feet, as I can't do the back of my hands. So I asked her where next, and she won't tell me. See me running for the hills, or trying to go faster in my wheelchair, something like that. So, and that's it really. My sister came up on Monday. That's when I saw Mum at the weekend, and my sister came up on Monday with Lottie the Whippet. We had a good chat. That was nice. She'd gone to see my mum for a couple of hours. Then she came to see us and stayed till after the rush hour. So it was nice to see her. They're in Brighton now this weekend. So I want to be going away. I want to do different things. So I think I've covered everything. And if I haven't, give me a nudge. If there's something I said I'd mention. Look out. Well, I'll do a draw in 2 weeks' time. And then I'll do the February one. And we will go on like that. I'll do it from mid-months to mid-months, only because that's where I'll be by then anyway. But yeah, we'll just have a draw roughly every month. So I'm going to go off now. I won't be doing the editing today. I'll just upload it onto the laptop, and then I'm going to go and watch Leah, and I'm going to go and watch Anita, because I got Anita on the screen the other day, and then something happened, and I didn't end up watching her, and I've only just realised. So I'm coming to watch you, Anita. Thank you to everybody who watches me, and please, I've had another few subscribers. I'm nearly at 800, so I'm ticking away. I'm going to check when my podcast anniversary is, my podiversary, and let's see what we can do for that. Why not? I just like an excuse to celebrate, really. I will see you soon. Get in touch, you know where I am. And thank you very much for watching and take part. And a big thank you to Susan for donating all that yarn. You take care, and I will see you in a bit. Ta-da!